Dun, 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 dun. Welcome back to another Getting Projects Done with me, Chris. I am going to continue my work on my Wraithlord repose. I'm calling it a repose. I don't know if this constitutes a conversion, but it is a conversion, I guess, right? I don't know. It's a modification of the original design. What constitutes a conversion? I want to know. When I say I'm doing a conversion, what does that mean? Don't know. Don't care, possibly. I don't know. But either way, that's what we're doing. I'm continuing my work. Hopefully, basically, I think I only need to do is just this knee and just this wrist. And I think everything else should go together kind of in a default fashion. Kim, hey. Yeah, so hopefully everything goes together, fairly simply. I'm trying to keep it fairly simple. I don't want to do a whole lot of, green stuff and sculpting of this and that and blah, 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 blah. I'm not really that fired up to do something like that. But I do want it to look really good. And, there's ideas abound right now because, like, the kit has... Do I have this on camera? Yeah. The kit has, 3 loincloth option thingies. Now, this one here is a loincloth. I don't know about these two. I think I've seen these hanging off. Oh, you can even put a crotch plate. Oh, yeah. A crotch plate. The all-important crotch plate. That's the hip plates. That's the arm thingies. I'm going to equip them with flamers, I think. Yeah. Now they have these little mounts, and he has his little shoulder mounts. And his little shoulder mounts have the little bumps. You know what? I'm going to go get my other Wraithlord. I'll be right back. Hey, Sophie. Hey, everyone. Hey, Sophie. Hey. Hey. All right. So, the other Wraithlord. Now, this Wraithlord I did not assemble. But let's see here. Yeah, I did not assemble this. I'm pretty sure I've done videos on how I achieved this metallic red on this model. I don't think I did anything. I don't recall having done anything. He still moves through his torso because he is magnetized in his torso. And I believe his arms are also magnetized. And I have all the guns and stuff. They were all magnetized. And here's the fun part. Here's the really fun part. This was completely unpainted when I bought it. I scored this at an auction locally for $10. That's all I paid for this model was $10 because it was already assembled. It wasn't even painted. I don't even remember if it was primed or not. But yeah, it had all these options. No, I can't turn those. But I think I'm going to do flamers as well. I think I'm going to do them like this on the shoulders. I kind of like it. It kind of feels logical that his weapons would be up on his shoulders and then have his hands free for his gun. See, he can dance. Anyway, so yeah. And of course I went with the snot green base rim just to tie it in with the rest of my Eldar. Yes, that is the kind of crap I do. And yeah, too bad. All right, so we got to work out a game plan. So anyway, yeah, as I was talking about with the loincloths, I think I want to go with this one. I might go with these ones. I might do like these ones on the one Wraithlord, and then these ones on this Wraithlord, and then the other one has the solid one. Or I do them all pretty much looking all the same, just different poses to tell them apart. But if I go with this one, or even these ones really, I think I want to put a curvature on these cloth bits, right? Are these supposed to hang from, like, where are these supposed to hang from? I don't even know. I know the guy already has a Wraithlord, but he didn't assemble it. Okay. Okay. All right. Doesn't exactly show me, though, where these little, the extra two little cloths go. It shows you, like, where you use this big one, but where do you use the small ones? Oh, they hang from the body. Say, what? Yeah, they're hanging from, like his torso. I'm a torso. Huh. Interesting. See, because basically what I want to do is with these parts, once I get everything settled in and, you know, I have everything, his pose and everything like that down, and it comes to these parts, I think I am going to use a little bit of heat and bend these just to get a little bit more of a dynamic flow out of them, because I definitely want to use them, especially the loincloth. I think I will use the loincloths. Yeah, I think we will. So I've already cleaned and prepared this arm. This is still all blue tacked up, or sticky tacked. I got to clean up some of these parts here where the seam lines are on the shoulder. The torso is pretty much ready to go. I'm thinking that I might have to remove this peg, because I think the way I'm going to have it is he's kind of running, kind of like leaping forward, and I think I want this torso to be upwards more, like this. Is that the good way to do it? Yeah. But I want a turn like this. So this arm back here, his right arm, is swept back, holding his sword. And then this arm is going to come forward. Maybe I'll do it where his hand is kind of up, like he's blocking, like he's doing a block. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, this arm here, this should be straightforward. This will require green stuff once done. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plane this side off, make a flat surface here at this angle that I need. If it doesn't work, then I'll just pin it. And then I'll just, you know, sculpt in the little ribbed details in there. Ribbed for her pleasure. So, next thing is can I get that range of movement? Oh, there's tons of movement in this joint. Yeah, so if his torso's turned like this and his arms straight back, yeah, this should work out just fine. Because I was thinking that if it was the case and I could not bend that arm or get this arm where I wanted to, I'd probably have to knock off, I think, some of the interior here of the shoulder, just so that I can get more movement out of it. And if I want, I mean, it's hidden under the guard, so I don't think, you know, really matters. Besides, whenever it gets down to the green stuffing phase, I can probably just, you know, green stuff in and fake it. Yeah, you know what? I think I might have to. I might have to take some of this upper portion of the shoulder out, because I noticed that it kind of, like, it fits in really nicely here at a right angle, but as soon as you start pushing towards almost a 45-degree angle from the shoulder comes out, right around there. You can kind of see how it kind of pops out. Well, not like that. It's a little overly dramatic. See here, it's still connected up really good, but as soon as you exceed, yeah, you come out and it pops out. So the upper portion of the shoulder is going to have to be removed. I probably should do that before I attach his hand. These have already been cleaned. They're just ready to go. So, yeah. Yeah, let's get removing some of that stuff. Sophie, is that Turbo Dark Metallic? It is not. I have a video on my channel, the YouTube channel. It's not part of any particular series. It was just, this was done like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And this is basically just a metallic paint, a light metallic, a very light metallic, like a brighter metallic, and then a clear red on top. I'm pretty sure I used Angron Red. It's known as Angron Red now. I think it used to be... Maybe it used to always was Angron Red? Fuck, I can't tell. Hey, here's that little wad of putty. Huh. Anyway. What the hell's the Forge World Red called? Oh, it is called Angron. Yeah. Oh, I'm running pretty dangerously low on this stuff. I've got, man, less than a quarter left. Yeah. I've only got a little bit left. But Angron Red is what I used on top of metallic. Now, in hindsight, the metallic red is not as shiny as what I would do it today. Because I think I laid this on top of a black prime and then started laying the metallics on top. But I'm pretty sure I did this all by airbrush. And yeah. I mean, there's like, it has a bit of a smoothness to it, but I think that's because I think I sealed it. I don't know. I have a video or a couple videos on how I did this. His dome, you can see, is like super shiny. You can see it's almost like glass. And that is using my favorite varnishing material to do that. To get that nice glossy surface. Me likey. And then of course I matted the cloth down so it doesn't shine. So you have that nice visual distinction between the, the matte bits and the really glossy bits. Stuff like that. Just fun. I'll probably paint both Wraithlords very similar. I'm not going to go into any other funky colors, as primarily these are going to be gaming pieces. So, yeah. Although they are pretty pieces. Just want to plane this down a bit. Just knock this seam line out. It's bugging me. My OCD is kicking in. Yeah, there we go. See, that shoulder looks a lot better now, as opposed to this one. See that big seam line there? Cosmic, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Cosmic. Oh shit, you know what? I didn't turn on freaking Discord. Oops. Oops. There we go. I forgot to turn on Discord. Kim, it's really exciting. It's really exciting for this new Eldar stuff. It's going to be great to paint. Yes. Well, and Eldar is a lot of fun to paint, in my opinion. I know there's varying opinions. They're about as much fun as Space Marines are. There's about as much flexibility in painting Eldar as there is Space Marines, right? So, there's options there. There's options. And Eldar, we've talked about this many times in the past. Eldar, you can paint them to look super clean. You can paint them to look dirty and weathered and worn. You can do them in funky, bright colors. You can do them in dark, serious, ominous, grim dark, whatever the hell that means, colors, all sorts of ways you can paint Eldar. But the great thing about Eldar is that they're just so darn different. And it's the incorporation of straight lines and curvatures that make them very interesting. Who dat? Who goes there? Oh, it's Cosmic. What's happening? Good talk. You don't say. No, really. Oh, I don't mind. I heard talk, or it was fuck, one of the two.
Yeah, my input sensitivity is fucked up.
Gotcha. No problem. I was just teasing.
I always join mute when I join somebody's stream.
Always.
It's a courtesy thing.
Oh, okay. Cool. Alright, let's carve out the shoulder here. I could just as easily use my rotary tool to carve this out, but we'll do it inch by inch. Oh, jeez, I almost sliced my finger. If I sound a little hoarse, it's because I am. Old Chris potentially might have the Rona. Yeah, I know. Even Mr. Careful Chris. Been feeling funny since New Year's. And possibly was exposed on New Year's. So, if I drop dead, you'll know why. Just saying. Don't want anybody out there wondering, why did Chris die? What happened to him? I think that's about the maximum angle I can get right there. Just want to shave just a bit more off that corner. Shave a bit more. Shave a bit more. So, how's Cosmic today?
I was sick this morning, so I called off work. But I'm doing better now. I'm just trying to doctor my list.
You don't got the Rona, do you?
No chance.
No chance.
I never leave the house.
Neither do I. That's it right there. How would the arm bend if you're holding your sword? Sorry, I gotta do the pose myself just so I kind of see how, like, it would feel natural, you know. So the elbows.
I used to have one of those wooden posing figures.
Oh yeah, like little mannequins. Yeah.
I don't know what they're actually called. I call them wooden dudes, but.
They're just
my wife thought it was weird that I had one.
They're just mannequins. I'm pretty sure they just call them mannequins. We used to use them in college, just for help getting you started into
I know drawing and sculpting they use a lot.
Yeah, we you use them in art. Obviously, it just helps you conceptualize pose and proportions. That's all. So if you're into rough gesture drawing, you can achieve it pretty easily, just by using the mannequin to get into a pose. So like for example, if you were, like a comic book artist and you're doing heroic poses and stuff like that, you can just use the mannequin and make those poses. And then of course, as long as you already know your anatomy and muscle groups and creating volume within.
But my hand turns 90 degrees, I swear. It's natural.
Yeah.
The backhand sword is always a pose that I love every once in a while when you find it.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going for here. I'm just trying to work out what feels the most natural as far as like if he had his arm straight and behind him as he's charging forward, you know what I mean? And getting ready to do...
Like he's trying to do like the Kenshin Himura charge?
Sure, I'm not familiar with the specific names of positions, but yeah.
Oh, it's from Rurouni Kenshin.
It's from what?
It's the samurai positions, Chris.
Oh, what's happening, sheep?
It's like the samurai charge where you almost drag it on the ground and then just do the big wail to hopefully cut the guy in half.
Yeah. That's kind of the pose I'm going for. He's like running and then he's got the sword back and like he's gonna come in and just chop a guy in half. But I'm just trying to figure out what way is the most natural and how I can get the most movement out of this. I think that's it, though. I just took a little bit off this shoulder joint here, just so that it can angle up a bit more. If it really is a problem, we'll pin it. You know, it's no biggie. I still have all my tools ready to pin this if need be. But yeah. So now it's the other arm. So the elbow's going to be down. Which means that, yeah, basically it's this kind of pose. Fuck, I think I might have to pin it anyway. So I want a big deflection in that wrist. So that's going like that. See, because I also don't want to pose it in a way, because I'm doing this away from the base. I don't want to pose this and then find out later on that, you know, this sword is going down like a centimeter past the base or something like that, right? Because then that's just going to make it really freaking awkward.
Are you able just to hold him on the base or not?
No. His feet aren't even glued into place.
Oh, okay.
Because I bent this leg. I don't know if you're watching, but I bent the leg and then repinned it.
Okay, now I see it.
Yeah, and then I only have sticky tack in the feet, just because I'm trying to work out how I want his overall stance and pose, and you know what I mean? I'm just trying to think of his composition and everything. And so, yeah. I think I might have to get rid of this peg that's in his pelvis, just so I can get a little bit steeper angle, I think, of his torso here. So definitely...
Oh, yeah, I always trim those pegs no matter what the model is, just so I don't have to be confined.
Well, a good one is the Wraith Knight. The Wraith Knight has these little pegs all over the place, and the Wraith Knight, you could probably pose him just about any way you want, really. It's kind of hilarious. But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't... Oh, crap. I have to kill Spud.
He has to kill Spud?
Right. But he kills other shit.
Gotta kill Spud. Why is he gotta kill Spud?
Spud the spider?
Oh, is that he said? Spider?
Yeah.
Oh.
I keep all my spiders. They eat ants.
Yeah, same here. I don't kill spiders. They're very useful creatures. Well, everything's useful, really. And yeah, I like them. Oh, another one, another big one is, you know, we in here in North America. I don't know where you guys are. Well, you're in Norway, I know, but we call them daddy longlegs. They're not really spiders, but we call them daddy longlegs. Apparently, they're really good at taking out silverfish, the little insects, little like millipedes.
Yeah, the tiny ones that live in the bathroom.
Yeah. Apparently, daddy longlegs hunt those things.
Huh.
So if you see little daddy longlegs running around in your house, don't kill him. He's helping. He's earning his keep.
Yeah, they all pay rent.
Everybody pays rent. Yep. Sophie, I could do with a 2k point list for Eldar, so only buy what I need and buy, build, paint a box if minis one at a time. Yeah, that's the smart move to go, Sophie. Don't be a Chris and buy a whole shit ton of stuff and then take fucking decades to get it done.
Literal decades?
What's that?
Literal decades?
Well, I started my Eldar army in 97 when I started doing the Samhan force, so yeah. It's literal decades. 97, because that's when I bought the Avatar, I bought a couple Phoenix Lords, I bought the Vipers, or something else, and I was basically rebuilding my Eldar army. Because at the time, around the mid-90s, I was kind of coming out of a break from playing and painting and hobbying, and I had a substantial Chaos, Imperial Guard, Orc. What else did I have? Imperial Guard, Chaos.
Started the Orcs in 98.
There was something else I was collecting at the time, and then I basically got rid of everything. Orcs Chaos, Imperial Guard.
There's a guy at my school that had bought into some orcs, and it wasn't his thing, so he sold them.
Yeah.
For like half of what he paid.
That's usually the case whenever somebody, you know.
And it came in one of those. Do you remember? They were kind of bigger in the 90s. Like, if you went over to the sports card section, they had like this rectangular card box that had like 5 sections, but it was see-through.
Yep.
Yeah, it was all just shoved into that. And it even had the second edition Here We Go book.
Oh, nice.
I eventually sold all of it. Because at the time, orcs, I never even won a game the first, like, 3 years I played. That wasn't from shenanigans.
No, I have to pin that.
Well, I mean, I would have won the one game, a couple of games, if it wasn't for my opponent's shenanigans. It was back when the game was won at the end of the game based on one of the missions. It was whoever controlled the most table quarters.
Oh, yeah.
So what he did was he parked his Land Raider in the exact center of the board.
Yeah. I remember there was a time when people were doing that, and then they corrected it, right? But, yeah.
Right. I'm pretty sure tournaments were like, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But there was no, like, it was early enough on, there wasn't really an official ruling anywhere for it.
No.
And my spider is now living inside of my shop.
Nice. Keep him.
He's fine. He has, a very intricate set of webs inside my windows, like between the screen and the window pane. And I'm fine with that. He's welcome to live there as long as he likes. Once he exits the window pane and comes into my game room, affectionately now known as the Game Cube, we've named it, which gives me an excuse to paint the place purple. But, once he enters the Game Cube, no, his life is forfeit.
Sheesh. Pretty tough rules in the Cosmic House.
The Game Cube takes no prisoners, sir.
No quarter.
No quarter asked, no quarter given. I am infamous in my family for pulling no punches. For instance, my niece, when she was 7, I don't let people win games even if they're children.
Jeez.
No, you're going to win, you're going to win. You're going to learn to win.
Gonna learn today.
It's also why I'm not allowed to teach my wife things, usually. It gets hyper competitive, but only against me.
Kim, could you guys shout everything you're saying since I'm airbrushing terrain and trying to hear what you're saying?
I'm not wearing, earbuds, so I'm cool if you shout into the mic. It's your show, then.
No, I think Kim's asking us all to shout.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm fine if you shout. I don't know if Sheep's wearing headphones or not, though.
I am.
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah. Fucking blast his headphones off his head like in Fifth Element. That part always cracks me up. He's just spying on the president and then and his fucking headphones jump right off his head.
What?
Have you ever watched Fifth Element?
No.
Hilo de las multipass.
Do you want to know the list of movies that people do that to me on? Here you go. I also have never seen Goonies or Gremlins.
You've never watched Goonies or Gremlins? Good God, man. Good.
Great Scott.
Great Scott, man.
I've never seen Goonies,
What?
but I have seen Gremlins.
I've heard about them. I'm familiar with some memes.
We're gonna
I
have to
don't know why, but something about not feeding him after midnight or giving him water.
Good.
But I'm not sure if that's Goonies or Gremlins I'm supposed to do
It's
that.
Gremlins.
Don't get him wet.
Are Goonies Gremlins? Are they like part of the same thing?
No. Goonies is about a bunch of kids. It's like Think Stranger Things.
I was.
Did you watch Stranger Things?
I watched season 1, but I just think it's weird and not intense.
Okay.
But I've seen it.
Anywho, watch Fifth Element. It's a classic bit of sci-fi if you enjoy sci-fi.
Not 1 or 2 or 3, but 4 stones. It's a good movie.
Excellent movie. It's a classic.
I'm currently watching through Black Lightning right now.
Black Lightning? Not watch that show. Oh, fuck you. Oh, this little bit right comes off the wrist.
Uh-oh, the other spider's looking for this spider.
Maybe it was a money.
Whoa. Or it's the Widow of the Nights.
I mean, there's like 4 of his former skins, I guess, on the web right now. And this one seems to be checking them. I probably should just have somebody come and
There we go.
remove all the spider stuff.
Shit, I think I have to blue tack this so I can see. Phaedros! Heyo! Heyo!
I was gonna say, I'm just afraid to open these windows because they're the ones they had to replace. And I know how much of a pain they were.
Sophie, I've seen Goonies. Good girl. It's okay, Sophie. We can be friends then. If you've seen Goonies, we can be friends.
There are 14 windows in my game. That's a lot of windows.
Elbow should be down. Arm back. Yeah, the sword's gonna have to change the angle a bit, I think. Oh no, I guess that should be okay right there. Beauty. Yeah, because that leg's gonna be this way. Yeah. So something along those lines right there. Yeah.
Kind of like charging forward.
Yeah. Well, I was just more concerned with the sword and how its position and how it's angled on the arm, because
Does it need to go out a bit more, maybe?
no, I was concerned that it was going to have to angle it more, but if it comes to that, once I've done the final pose, I should be able to just kind of build the model up on the base, if that were the case. But no, it looks like,
Practical rock.
yeah, where it is right now, if I imagine that there's a base below it, it does not touch the base. So I think I'm in good shape.
Okay. My only
Yeah,
commentary would be it feels like the sword that, as you have it right now, is a little too vertical.
Rather than straight back.
Well, it feels unnatural. Like, if I think of somebody charging with a sword with their hand back, I'm thinking of them having more of like a 45 versus what looks like a 10 or 15 on yours, if that makes sense.
No.
Just no.
You're saying the angle is too shallow? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Keep in mind, so here's my thought with it, is it feels like what you're going for is that he's running into battle ready to strike with that in a fluid motion, right? That's the feeling I get, and I feel like there's not a fluid motion for how sharp the angle is downward on the blade, as there would be if it was out of him.
I might even have to do his neck. I might have to.
Have you seen the people that have been losing their minds over those the new Eldar Kit Reveal?
Losing their minds. No.
So, the new Eldar Kit that they previewed were, I think it's the Guardians or whatever. Let me look at what it is. But if you zoom in on the photos, you can tell that GW 3D printed them. And people are just going ape over that.
Well, they're a little late to the party because Games Workshop has been doing that for ages on their previews.
Right, that was my thought. I'm like, they've been like printing their prototypes for years?
I don't know how long they've been doing it, but if you look at like Sigvald, you can totally see all the print lines on him. A lot of the Necromunda stuff, you can see all the print lines. Basically, any of these early promo shots they show of the models, you can see the print lines. It's safe to assume every model in the last couple of years that you see the preview images for, those are 3D prints.
Have you seen, I'm sure you've seen some of the, like, the white dwarf in the preview shots where you can clearly see the blue tack on the model?
No. Which model?
I'm trying to remember which one was really bad. But there was one on, like, one of the white dwarfs where you could see the blue tack in the joints.
I don't see a problem with that.
No, because the other thing is that any display piece or piece that is like done just for the photos or the box art, there's no guarantee that the entire miniature has been painted.
Right. It's just that angle. Like, I've seen competition pieces where it's an online competition, so the guy only painted the front of it.
Yep. It's a very common thing.
Because, I mean, if it's going to take me 12 hours to paint the model, why should I spend another 12 doing the back of it? I just think it's funny that people have chosen this moment to make a big deal out of the 3D print piece.
Well, we do live in a time where everybody makes a big deal out of everything.
True. Very true.
Something happened that I wasn't aware was a thing, so the world is ending. Or, you know, Railguns end the world. Either one. Because remember, a single gun is going to shift the meta.
Being concerned about metas is pointless.
I think being concerned about a single gun is pointless. It has one shot. What's it going to do? Kill one model? If your entire plan hinges on the existence of one model, you need more models.
That's how I like to run my armies. Few models as possible.
That's why I entered a tournament with a Warhound type.
Yeah, I've been to a few of those.
I thought it was hilarious. The longest it lasted was turn 3. But I finished every single game.
We played a small tournament, and one person brought an Eldar Revenant, and I brought a Seer Council. And the Seer Council won.
Oh yeah, the single model rarely ever wins unless your opponent just tunnel visions and forgets the mission and you don't. That's the only way you win with the single.
Okay. I think I could start really thinking about how does this go. Stepping off something. Increase the angle. I guess it should be like that. Okay. We'll commit to it. We're committing to it. Barfing, you have a good New Year's?
Yeah. Really relaxed. Just a bunch of friends making food. Fancy food. And then playing stupid tabletop games.
That's good. Alrighty.
We let off some explosives and that was fun.
Let off explosives.
Sounds like Tuesday here.
Kind of crazy people you hanging around with.
Well, it was my idea.
Okay, well.
It's like, oh, let's not buy fireworks. Says you. Give me your loudest one.
Our neighborhood lights off fireworks at least twice a week.
The problem is, if you do that here, police will come at your door pretty fast.
Police don't show up in Nixon. Took them 45 minutes to show up when I called them to tell them that my windows had been shot out. Only slightly concerned. mean, I'm in driving distance of New Jersey, so anything can be legal.
Sophie, a young Josh Brolin is in it. I think it's Josh Brolin. Yeah, it's young Josh Brolin, yeah. Just a thought, Chris, if you can put a clear pin front his foot to the base, he can be leaping through the air pose. Oh, I see what you mean. That's an interesting idea. Not sure. I mean, like, if I wanted to put a clear pin there, could just use a clear bit of stand, right? Just like a couple millimeters, like maybe a centimeter, and then just have it underneath the foot, you know. It's a good idea. Not exactly about to employ it, but yeah. Alright, is that the angle? Yeah. This angle. Yep. Phaedros. Yeah, I just paint the golden angle and call it done, I guess, but it does feel kind of dishonest. So this past Sunday, I played a local Ultramarines player and beat him in a 1000k game, but now we're having a rematch at the store league at 2000. Nice. Good luck. Have fun.
Wait, if he was playing Ultramarines, what were you playing?
Alright. So, the hips are still just sticky tacked in, so we can pretty much rip that apart. Got the arm. Yeah. I don't think we really need to glue the legs yet. I suppose we can. Well, we'll hang on. We'll hang on for a bit. Let's get some of the other little fiddly bits out of the way before I bust out the green stuff and start gap filling. Let's assemble his dome. Right, is that where we're at? I don't really feel like attaching the hip armor yet, although that really won't affect anything. We're not putting the crotch plate on yet. Yeah, let's put his dome together. Do his dome. Get domed. Kim, it's only legal for 12 hours on a year, New Year's here in Norway and the fireworks. Even in my parts here, every celebratory weekend, you get fireworks around here in these parts. If you come to Niagara Falls, they do fireworks every weekend. I can't remember if it's Fridays or Saturdays, but get a nice big fireworks show at the falls. It's nice. It's nice. First time we came down this way, we did the falls. Fuck you. Did the falls when we first came here. We did the falls for every major gathering. New Year's, Canada Day. Yeah. Every time we were like, this is really nice. I don't think we'll do it again, though. It's just because it's so busy and I'm not really one for big crowds. So, yeah.
It is, however, legal for professional fireworks for things.
It's legal for firework things.
professionals, like those who are licensed with explosives.
Oh.
They apply permission from the police, and usually it's the yes. Because down south by the coast, we have like a boat race every summer, and they set up some pretty big ones.
Yeah, most places don't care if you swim over the water. Almost every town that the fireworks shows are usually over a lake or a river.
Yeah, that sounds responsible. We had a little incident with somebody illegally having, what was it, 120 kilos of dynamite under his house.
Okay, not fireworks, dynamite.
Yeah, that's
they're a bit extra careful around these parts.
Yeah, no shit.
My forge was searched 3 times.
Oh, really? You got searched?
Yeah, because
Did they showed up with a warrant to search your house?
No, my forge is at this guy's place. Because I'm renting it for free.
Is renting for free similar to squatting?
No.
I was going to say, doesn't rent imply that there's, like, I don't know, an exchange?
Yeah, I gave him a Red Bull once.
A Red full of what?
A Red Bull.
Oh, a Red Bull.
Yep.
I pay my Red Bull every month, officer. I am renting, yes. Okay. I gotta decide.
You know what? Because I'm feeling particularly anal about this, I'm going to bust out a sandwich stick. Where's a fine grit? Just because I'm feeling extra anal.
You're feeling extra anal? Bring extra lube.
Yeah.
Well.
Words of the wise, man. Words of the wise. Yeah, that's nice and smooth.
Oh my God.
I wonder if there's like scent inhibiting lube.
Scent
So like when you go hunting and you spray that scent shit.
Yeah.
A mask your scent. I wonder if there's lube that does that. For butt stuff.
Well.
Hey, I was gonna ask you a question. No, I'm not going to anymore.
I mean, I'm just seeing if there's a market for it and if it's...
Yeah, we're just fucking...
There's a market for everything, sir.
If it's doing it,
we're just brainstorming here. That's all.
If it's free. I mean, I cannot think today. If it's not patented, that's what I mean.
Yes.
Like, I'll give it a shot.
Even if it is patented, as long as I don't find out you're doing it. Giggity. Oh, come on. Do I need a hammer?
Kim says, what did I miss? Explosives and lube. That's what you missed.
Explosive lube.
Explosive lube. Explosive lube.
Oh, who's that? Hey, boop.
explosive woo.
Finish with a bang. That's the slogan.
Giggity. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm 55 minutes. Wait. Because Book of Boba more important.
Don't say anything.
I
I'm not
watched
saying anything.
I watched it this morning.
I haven't seen it yet.
Is it worth sitting down to, you think?
Do you already have Disney Plus?
Yeah, I'm Verizon. So they give it to everybody.
If you already subscribed, sure. It's only... If you
I
discount
like
credits
Mandalorian.
in... I feel like, I like it. I like Mandalorian.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like Mandalorian a lot because of James Burnett.
A fighty girl. MMA fighter.
Yeah, she can pin me anytime.
I thought you said Peg. I was like, yeah, sure. She's probably into that shit. Look at her. She's a beast.
I'll be honest, I was a bit disappointed with the ending to season 2. But overall, I liked it.
Like when it comes to those kinds of series where, like Chris said, I don't know, some time ago, everybody has expectations. The trick is to not have any expectations at all and just enjoy it.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
Book of Boba.
Without spoiling anything, I felt they went too deep into some fan expectations. Was my understanding.
So they used explosive lube for that.
Are we talking?
I'm in a mood today.
Are we talking Book of Boba?
Mandalorian, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
here
I'm
to
just
make smutty comments.
Oh. Book of Boba, I've been enjoying so far. This last episode, I think, was really good. I definitely like the idea and where they're going with a lot of this stuff. And as far as making Boba Fett a complete character with his own motivations and his own motivations really is what it is.
Motivation.
Because it's never like before we get all this about like who he is. He's a bounty hunter. He's some sort of badass going around the galaxy, fucking apprehending wanted fugitives.
Adding a face behind it.
Well, we already knew what his face looked like.
I know, but it's like
yeah,
like that there's actually he's not. Just...
Well, for me, I mean, it's definitely very interesting. It definitely makes him feel more complete as far as being a part of the overall Star Wars universe. So far, I mean, we're still only the second episode into this whole story, but yeah, I definitely feel like we're getting a lot of the motivations, and everything that we assumed about him is going to be incorrect. So everything that everybody has projected onto Boba Fett I think is going to get wiped out, and yeah.
So all Boba Fett had after 6 minutes and 2 movies was a couple of books and then a comic book, and that's what a lot of people based it. But those, I'm gonna be honest, I read some of those comics where he's in them, where he's like the main focal point. There's an old Dark Horse comic.
Yeah.
He's not really a fleshed out character. It's more, more being bounty hunter badass.
Yeah, being a trope.
Whereas this is it's making him feel more, I guess, human.
Yeah.
Instead of armored bad guy or armored badass.
Well, because, see, one of the things, and I'm sure it's probably going to play a part, And this is not much of a spoiler. If you're not watching Book of Boba, I'm sorry, but there's not much I can do for you. If you're not staying up to date with this shit. It feels like a lot of who he is, because we keep getting drawn back to that moment where he is looking at his father's helmet. And it feels like that is the big deciding factor in what builds who he is. Basically, a young boy who witnesses his father getting murdered during this big battle, right? What kind of trauma does that leave in a young boy? Because he was a young boy at some point. And if you've watched like Clone Wars or Rebels, you get a bit more of what Boba Fett is. But yeah, and I think this show is going to be pretty interesting. And of course, this last episode, total, like, if you had any questions about Mandalorian or Book of Boba being a Western, yeah, this last episode, this is totally a Western.
Yeah. I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, is this happening? And I was like, it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah.
This Western trope has appeared. And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's happening.
And I love that
and without mentioning it, Chris knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, because
Yeah,
anybody who's familiar with the
absolutely.
genre knows, right? I mean, that's a staple. That scene was a staple in Westerns. And yeah. Book of Boba is no different, really. Which I'm liking. I'm not one for Western movies, but
I think you don't have to be into, like, because I know a lot of people who can enjoy a Western movie. They don't like they're not like all about Western movies, but if it's a really well written and acted,
yes, like some of my favorite movies, like 3:10 to Yuma, the original and the remake. The remake is excellent. I thought that was really great. True Grit, I enjoyed. I never watched the original, but I thoroughly enjoyed the remake. Tombstone, Wyatt Earp. Fuck. Name a whole bunch of.
Doesn't Mandalorian give off kind of a Western feel as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mandalorian is totally a Western. Book of Boba and Mandalorian are Westerns. In the same way that A New Hope is a Western, in the sense that it's a Western based off of Eastern storytelling, the Seven Samurais and stuff, right? Because Seven Samurais is kind of a Western as well. But yeah, it's a Western.
We had a good run at the Star Wars RPG made by Fantasy Flight Games, like tabletop RPG, where one of my players, I had to. He wanted to play a Mandalorian. I was like, yeah, let's do this. So there was a like a classic gunslinger shootout thing, like sizing up the whole fucking Clint Eastwood experience.
See if I like Mandalorian. There's that stereotype about people who really like Mandalorian, Star Wars fan trope. The typical guy who Mandalorian.
Why? What's that?
Oh yeah.
Imagine Space Wolf players. Okay, imagine a stereotypical Space Wolf player, but replace all of Viking stuff with that. What's the fucking skull thing called?
The Mandalorian skull?
Yeah, I don't know. There's
Mudhorn.
Actually, yes, no. The two horn thing.
Oh yeah, the thing with it's got like downwards facing horns.
Oh, you mean the symbol for Boba?
Yeah, there is a monster that was like on like ancient Mytholore that's based off alien. I forget what they call it. There's an actual name because it's men.
Yeah, the pre-Mandalorians that were just called Mandalore or something.
Yeah,
like a race of aliens.
because I think they directly mention what it's called in Mandalorian.
Oh, I fucking have the book. See if I find it.
Sophie, Firefly is a good Western-based sci-fi. It's rumored to being remade. Yeah, I've heard the rumors that it's being remade, yeah. Not sure how I feel about that one.
I feel fantastic.
If they rewrite everything?
I don't know. I'm just saying I feel fantastic.
Oh.
But,
Bill Stitch take.
if you go to a convention, go to a store this year, look at the Space Wolf players, and then you'll kind of understand what I was saying when I was talking. They fit like 80% of them fit a physical description. But, I think if I was to run the Star Wars RPG and somebody wanted to be a Mandalorian, I would require them to show up in cowboy boots and spurs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, not this again. I'm not bringing out the guitar.
Because I also watched, last week I watched his first episode of Book of Boba. I watched the 30-minute Boba Fett documentary.
Oh, yeah.
The making of Boba Fett, and he was intentionally designed, or his design was inspired by the Clint Eastwood westerns, not the ones he directed, the ones that he played in.
Spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, spaghetti western. Like that's why Boba Fett in episodes 5 and 6 has that like shoulder poncho thing.
Yeah.
Because originally he could clip it around the front of his armor, like Clint Eastwood's ponchos. Western.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
So the skull is from a mythosaur, apparently.
Because it's mythological?
Big.
Huge horde creatures that used to live on Mandalore.
Huge horde creatures?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Fucking slags, all of them.
Shit.
You okay there?
Me and my fucking COVID ass, yeah.
Oh, you too?
I New Year's, somebody tested positive. So, yeah.
You're in my situation, but I ended up testing negative. Did you test positive?
I did not test. The wife tested.
You're just planning it. You already having.
Yeah. I'm assuming I'm having it. Yeah.
Me.
The wife tested. Negative. She's negative. So, I'm going to assume I am, but I am coming down with something, and it's just funny the timing of it. So, I'm assuming I've got it. So if I just all of a sudden die, you know why.
Even though I tested negative, I just planned my whole next 2 weeks like I ain't doing it.
Yeah. So if I don't show up next week, you know what happened to me.
Yeah, I'll run the show. Don't worry.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh yeah, Boop and I will just make this a whole different thing.
Yeah. You guys will be like the fucking two old men and fucking Muppets.
Yeah.
I'm glad we
I don't even remember their names.
Waldorf and Stately or some shit.
Stanley?
Yeah.
No, it's not Stanley. It's
I think it was Statley.
Stately? Yeah. Waldorf and
it's a
Stately.
weird name.
Old man?
Somebody comes on the show looking for painting tips. Mock them like the two old men Muppet.
Yeah. What do I do about this particular color? Paint it with a brush. How do I paint this? With a brush.
We just direct them to your. We just direct them to your unmasked videos of painting tips. Just gain encyclopedic knowledge of all of them. It's like, oh yeah, in this episode, blah 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 of Just a Tip, he says this.
Odd question: is anybody an expert with Battlescribe?
An expert?
That's a
how to
fitty
use it
gap,
or how
isn't
to
it?
upload stuff.
What?
I mean, how to use it or how to upload stuff.
How to get around an error check that is wrong?
That sounds like cheating.
No, the program doesn't know that it's not right.
That sounds really sketchy.
What exactly?
So there's an option for so you get 5 guys in a squad, so 4 guys in a champion.
Oh, is it an error with the codex?
Yeah, because of the way lightning claws work, any of the chosen can take a lightning claw because it's on the melee weapons list, but then 4 can choose to replace their other weapon with a lightning claw. But I've got 5 chosen with lightning claws because one of them replaced it from the melee list, one of them and 4 of them replaced it otherwise. But because there's 5 guys with lightning claws, it thinks.
That sounds like some
You
shenanigans.
have to. There should be like a That'd be the author would have to fix it.
Yeah.
Because you have to. The guy whoever runs Battlescribe approves can edit codex like this.
Yeah, I just don't remember how to edit it.
Now, if you can edit it, the file, what's stopping you from changing values?
I don't remember how.
So that's the only thing. That's the only thing stopping you is you don't remember how.
Yeah.
So
Because you can edit your own local data file.
Yeah,
It's just if you want it in the repository, you have to get through their pull request on GitHub.
Yeah, it's peer review. Make sure people aren't fucking cheating. Always remember, cheaters never win.
It's also why I always manually check my list, even though Battlescribe has the things in it.
I have the Warhammer app, and I still do pen and paper when I'm figuring things out.
Yeah, the Warhammer app, there's certain combinations that just don't work in it.
Like what?
So for instance, it doesn't. There's something with the Death Guard Codex and the Plague Marine squads where it tries to force you to have an option that you're not required to have. I don't remember the exact one. I do know that last time I used it, you couldn't upgrade more than one character in a Space Marine list in it. With the, like, you couldn't have a Chief Librarian and a Chief Apothecary, it wouldn't let you do it.
I think I figured out your problem.
What?
Remove the combi weapon. That removed the error for me.
Yeah, but I still get the access to the special combi weapon, and I can take the Lightning Claw. So it's a legal option. It's just Battlescribe doesn't think it is.
Oh yeah, okay.
Is it in the book?
Yeah, I'm looking at the book right now. I'm looking at the book and the Forbidden Site.
The Forbidden Site?
The Forbidden Site.
The fuck is the Forbidden Site?
Do you want me talking about third-party sites that reprint all of GW's rules on your show?
Well, I mean, we talk about it, just don't have to give it an address.
So there's a site called Wahapedia.
You see, I just said you don't have to give the address.
Right. But the site has all of the rules reprinted, and I'm checking against that and the codex.
So what you want is a full squad of chosen where everybody has lightning claws.
Yeah, there's 4 chosen with double lightning claws. There's a chosen champion with double lightning claws, and then there's a chosen with a melt-a-gun and a lightning claw, which is a legal loadout. It's just the app doesn't think so.
Okay.
Because the app thinks if there are more than 4 chosen with lightning claws at all, that it's illegal.
Yeah. Maximum 3. What?
Yeah.
I see the problem, and I have no solution.
Yeah, I've been trying to play with it for a little bit.
Alrighty. Ba 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 ba. Time we at? Oh man, 45 minutes left. Okay.
I got my Bondi
Your Bondi what?
Marine.
Oh, did you? You got what? The White Scar? Yeah. Nice. Is he everything you hoped he would be?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't need to buy another.
No, I think we're gonna try bent arm.
I think the only way I'd buy another one, they came out with a Blood Angels one, and then it had ab.
And it had what?
Ab armor.
Oh.
The Sanguinary Guard?
Regular Blood Angels have ab armor.
I think they'll come out with Bandai. What's it called? Primarchs?
No.
No. The easy to turn out any.
I want Bandai to come out with an Emperor model just so I can deface it.
Wow.
Why would you want to face it?
Because it's the Emperor.
Okay. What's wrong with the Emperor? What did he ever do to you?
He killed my prime.
I mean, if I'm being honest here, I'm if we're looking at 30K, I'm team Emperor.
I'm Team Horus, clearly.
Clearly.
We were abandoned by the Emperor, out in space, left to our own volition. He didn't want anything to do with us, so we had to take it upon ourselves.
He had more important shit to do.
In order to do the right thing and remove from humanity the parasite that is the Emperor.
Did you hate your mom or dad every time they had to go to work and provide food for you when you were small?
Yes.
You hated your parents for leaving you. Because
They
because that's the reaction. That's the same reaction. Daddy has work to do. And so
Daddy was playing with Eldar webways. That's not work.
That's working that shit out, man. He's trying to unlock those mysteries. The Imperium that he was trying to create, as far
Just
as...
to be clear, like, he's trying to unlock those mysteries after, he started a crusade to purify everything that wasn't human in the galaxy.
Yep. I'm not saying he's right. I'm just Team Emperor. I mean, the Imperium that he wanted to create for humanity sound like a good idea. I mean, in theory.
Yeah, but then he made Dark Ages.
But he made them all.
Yeah.
I mean, being mad at Daddy just because he left you all alone doesn't...
We're not mad at him. We're granting him the gift of release.
Yeah. Again,
There's a joke there, but it's too easy.
Yeah. Again, I mean, you see how, silly the whole thing is, right?
It's 40K. It's satire anyways.
Right, true. It is. Well, technically it's 30K. 30K is a different time, and it's a completely different universe. There is no Dark Age of technology in 30K. It's progress. It's the Emperor wants to remove superstition from the human psyche, which is why in 40K it's so tragic, because it's become very superstitious.
He also didn't want to be worshipped as a religion in 30K.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
But here we are.
But here we are. And that's the tragedy of Warhammer 40,000.
I feel like Warhammer 40,000 is just a progression from Starship Troopers.
Sure. It's a progression from many sci-fi sources.
The veterans came in. They took control. They had to use force, and force is violence. The supreme authority.
But anyway, the Emperor was right. Horus is wrong. Fight me.
The Emperor is a vegetable.
In 40K, yes. 30K, no. The man's working. He's dad. He's trying to provide for his family.
No, he's a vegetable.
The man, he's a working man. He's trying to provide for his family. Half his kids fucking don't listen to him and get upset when he goes off to work. And so the kids rebel against their dad because he was trying to provide a better future for everybody. Does that make sense?
In a way.
In a way it makes sense? Really? That's fucked up. Do you have kids?
My head is fucked up, man.
Do you have kids?
Nope.
No? Okay.
I'm not that crazy.
I can't argue with that.
Do you need more of me in this world?
I don't know. I don't really know you. It's not like we've taken long walks and talked about our feelings or anything.
We could. We can get on a Zoom call and talk about our feelings over a walk on respective beaches.
We could.
But I'm not going to.
Fuck.
I'm fat. I'm not going walking on the beach. Alright, well, I need to go acquire food.
Acquire?
So you have a good day.
Taking off?
Yep.
Already, dude.
Food is, food.
Food is food. Can't argue with that.
Alright. You guys have a good one.
Later, duder. Did I lose him when I said the Emperor was right?
Probably not. It is, after all, fiction.
That the Primarchs are all petulant children.
I mean, I thought that's what they would be.
They are. You're right. That's what they are supposed to be.
The funny part is, it's like, Horus was a special child.
Yeah.
He was the one that was like, okay, daddy's going somewhere. He's gonna be gone for a bit. You're in charge.
Yeah, exactly, right? I know. I'd be super pissed if I left my eldest favorite son in charge of something and then fucking burnt the house down.
And if that favorite son killed your second favorite son.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. He killed my beautiful son.
He killed the pretty son.
Yeah, he killed the pretty son. Like, what the fuck, man?
Okay, let's go. Okay, sitcom. Emperor leaves for work, puts the eldest son in charge, comes back. The pretty son, the beautiful, handsome son's dead. The self-absorbed prick son grew 4 arms and a snake tail.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Both of the emo kids are nowhere to be found.
The two sons that are engineers are fighting each other.
Yeah.
The son that's supposed to be smart, knowledge is power. Fucking idiot. Can't listen.
No. Like, nobody listens to their dad. Like, that's the true tragedy of 30K, is nobody listened to their dad.
If you do listen, the eldest son killed you.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, like, it's a really fucked up family dynamic.
Yeah, you think, because, the one son that, one of the only sons that listened to dad fucking killed.
Too steep. Right. So that's going to be like that. Damn it, I think I am going to have to turn this head a bit. Fuck. So we're doing like that. It's kind of hard to figure out where Wraith is looking anyway, right? Like, which way is he looking?
Dome.
Yeah, he's just got the big dome. Like, where's he looking? We don't know.
It's like the xenomorphs.
Yeah, exactly like the xenomorphs. Which way is he looking? Don't even know. Then, bam, he gets you. The old fork in the eye.
Out of the goddamn walls.
So I'm thinking, like, ideally, I'd like to have it, like, this is, like, the forward angle, so we're looking like if you're looking straight on at him, it's this way. His head is like that. If we turn it like that, it doesn't look quite right. It feels more like it should be bent like that. Yeah, fuck. I have to change that angle. Shit bags. Yeah, if I want it to look right, I gotta change that angle of the head. It's all in the head. It's all in the head. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips.
I thought it was all in the wrists.
It's all in the hips. Didn't you watch that one? Happy Gilmore? No. Happy Gilmore? Yeah.
Isn't that Little Nicky?
No.
Or is that a parody from that?
That I don't know.
Yeah, when he finally goes to heaven and meets his mother. There's this dude who teaches Mambo.
Right.
Mambo teach an angel.
Yeah, I think that's the way it's got to go. I got to angle that. Just put a little bit of deflection in that neck. Just so it feels like it's tilted that way a bit. Yeah, that feels more logical. Now I'm thinking that they should have modeled these with like a ball joint in the neck. Do you think these are getting reworked?
What, Wraiths? No,
Yeah.
that's a newer kit.
Well, the Wraithlord is pretty old.
Oh, you're working on the Wraithlord?
Oh, you're not watching? Yeah, I'm working. I'm
Oh,
working.
I thought you were... No, I'm watching. I thought you were putting together a Wraith plate.
No, it's a Wraithlord. I'm doing a repose of him.
Yeah. No, yeah, I just saw the sword in his hand. I thought you were putting together the other sword hand. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be honest. Aside from the Wraithlord having 2 back spines instead of the 1, slot for back spines. When he's not together on his base next to other shit, it kind of looks like a Wraith blade. I mean, granted, most Wraith blades all look the fucking same anyway.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Well, they all have a very similar aesthetic. And I kind of would love if G-Dubs dips back into the Rogue Trader bag and brings back Ghost Warriors. Yeah, they're small wraiths. They're the size of, like, basically like a guardian, but it's a small wraith. They're small. They're half the size of a wraith guard. Back in the Rogue Trader days, there used to be those models. Now then, I need a left hand. Fist or open?
Is he swinging the sword? You could do open.
Well, the pose I'm going for is like he's running and he has his sword arm back, like he's charging in, and then he's like gonna bring his sword up and, like, you know, chop you in half kind of thing.
I would do closed then, because on my Wraith stuff, when he's swinging, on my Wraithlord, when he's swinging the sword, his hand's open, because when you swing the sword one-handed, you tend to leave that hand, you know, the offhand that doesn't have anything in it, opening. I guess that makes.
Well, you just told me to go closed.
Yeah, I thought you said he was running, because when
Yeah.
people run, their hands are typically, I don't know, sometimes closed.
Unless we're in the Matrix.
Are we in the Matrix?
No.
Does the steak taste good?
It does.
Did they put that little lobster shrimp thing in your belly button?
Well, I did. It was a self kit. Sophie, night all. Catch up later. Later, Sophie. Go watch Mando or Boba. Do it.
Go watch Bubba.
Bubba Fett.
Oh, a bounty hunter.
Yeah, he's got a big, heavy Southern accent. Goddamn, I'm a bounty hunter. Goddamn bounty
Bubba,
hunter.
we need your ramen. Just let me get out of this chair.
That would make a good, like, little, like, fan comic thing where he takes the helmet off and it's fucking dogged about.
It's dog.
There's probably something like that on the internet.
Probably. I mean, there's all those little, like, fan comics where he goes, "I'll fuck that Starlight kid."
True.
Old Bubba going bounty hunting again.
Bubba. I could bring you in warm, bring you in cold. Fuck. I fucking can't do this. Oi! Who dat? Mr. Scale Models. Thank you for the follow. Mr. Scale Models. Are they scaly models? Okay. Well, Mr. Scale Models, the Wraithlord is charging forward. He has his sword arm back and straight, like he's coming in for a chop. Would his left hand be in a fist or open as he's charging forward? You're going to go with fist?
Yeah.
Survey says...
Swinging, if he was, like, mid-end swing, like I thought he was, I would do Kendo. But if he's, like, charging, like, shoulder charging in, I'm going to go closed.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can see either or. Like, a fist would be kind of cool, right? Because he's coming in and he's got his sword arm back. And I was thinking the other way was with his hand open, kind of like, you know, he's on guard. Like, he can either push something away or, you know, catch a blade or deflect or, you know, whatever, right? So, either makes sense to me. On my Wraith Knight, I have him so his hand is open. And I kind of like the open hand thing. Just feels a little bit more kung fu, you know? Maybe that's what I should do the other Wraith Knight, Wraithlord. It's more of a kung fu pose rather than a samurai. Because this one here, I kind of was, the inspiration is like a samurai kind of running in with the sword, and he's going to, come in. Whereas with because I have the other Wraithlord I'm going to do, maybe I should do one more kind of kung fu sword play. Yeah. Because then I'll have 3 Wraithlords. And I'll paint this Wraithlord here, I'll paint him the same way as I did this guy. And he can dance.
Funny that you say samurai, because I'm playing samurai game.
What?
It's funny you're bringing up samurai, because I'm playing a samurai game right.
You're right, that is funny.
It's a funny coincidence.
You're right.
Is it?
It is funny.
What game is it?
Neo 2.
I'm peeing my pants, it's so funny.
It's Samurai Dark Souls.
What if I converted 2 hands, basically took his fist, but planed off his middle finger and took the extended middle finger and attached it to the other fist. So basically he's flipping off the bird. He's charging in and going, fuck you. Ah.
Do it.
You could do. Have you done like the 2-handed like Kendo pose?
I was thinking like that as well. That one would be very challenging though, I think. Maybe not.
Yeah. Well, are you up count?
I kind of am. Because I was thinking that it would be cool to have like a 2-handed sword, and he's kind of standing forward with it, like, in a guard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual pose is called, but when you see like Kendo, which is like the closest thing I guess to like practicing samurai, they do that thing where it's like 2-handed, like middle of their body, where it's kind of like forward a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Because if I was going to do Wraithlords with the guns, I'd be more inclined to do kind of a John Woo type pose, where he's just kind of like leaping and he's got his big guns and he's,
The gun kata or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, but with like fucking star cannons and scatter lasers and stuff on his arms,
There's a movie that his name Christian Bale did, where it's basically like a kung fu movie but with guns.
Yep. Equilibrium.
Yeah, Equilibrium.
Alright, I'm going to cut both hands, clean them, and then try and figure something out.
Guns is a martial art. Yeah, well, Equilibrium says otherwise. I like that. That's a fun watch. I wouldn't say it's a cinematic masterpiece or anything, but it's a fun watch just because of like all the silly like gun kung fu moves they do or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting premise.
Is that the one where feelings aren't allowed?
Yes. Yeah, they're not allowed to feel things.
Unless, of course, you're the guy in charge. Then it doesn't fucking matter.
That's the way it works. I watched last night a classic. And it's been a long time since I watched it. And it still hits the same as it did 20... What are we at? Fucking damn near 30... Almost 30 years ago when this movie came out. Falling Down. Michael Douglas. You ever watched it?
I'm not good with older name movies, so you have to describe it a little bit.
Falling Down is basically he's a guy kind of just like losing his shit and ends up, he wants to go home, see his daughter, and so he ends up like...
Oh, is this the one where he kills everybody?
Well, not everybody, but he ends up
killing... he just kind of goes around killing people.
No, not killing people, no. He's not just killing people. I mean, like, he's not like a completely crazy person. Well, he is, but yeah. Anyway, if you've not seen it, watch it because it was relevant then, and it is still
Yes, I've
very
seen it.
relevant now.
He
And
goes to the fast food joint with a Tech 9 in his...
yeah.
Yes, no, I've seen this.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. He's not killing everybody, but
Well,
he does pull out a rocket. He does pull out a freaking wall disposable in, like, the middle of the movie.
Yeah. No, it's a classic film. It's really good. It's one of those movies that should really be required watching, just because its message actually is, you know, there's many messages one can derive from it, you know, and like I said, like it was relevant then, and it's still relevant now. The messages that you can interpret from this movie as far as instances are concerned, and the state of the world and the state of consumerism and human decency and, you know, all these things. Because basically, the first time I watched it, he was basically kind of everyone. You know what I mean? He was the everyman kind of thing. But then rewatching it now, he's not quite everyone, and in fact, he is people of my generation and older. And he, you know, he's out of place, which is something, you know, basically it's he's fighting against his own irrelevancy. And what do we do when we are faced with that kind of spiritual crisis? When we no longer feel relevant in the world, what do we do? That message was pretty clear then, and it's still very clear now, although it hits a little differently now than it did then. So yeah, it's a really good film. It's one that I think should be required watching for a lot of people, especially for people who enjoy thought-provoking films. And it's one of those movies that it's kind of like Heat, where people don't really talk about it for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Heat is one of my favorite movies.
It's a fucking great movie, but nobody fucking recognizes it, and nobody, you know, talks about it. Or even when the actors, you bring up their bios and stuff like that, like they don't talk about it, right? I mean, like that's one of the few films where you have De Niro and Pacino on screen together, and yet whenever they talk about great actors, you know, sharing screen time, that is always passed over. They never talk about that movie. It's a bad thing to talk about that film, and I don't know why. Other than possibly because shortly after that movie came out, a couple guys tried robbing a bank like that.
I think that might be why.
And so, do you think that's why
the movie directly caused that? But that might be why, just because it's like one of those movies that came out bad timing, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's definitely one of those art imitating life kind of situations.
But it is probably, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite movie, but it's top 5.
Oh, 100%, yes. I can agree with that.
Like,
Heat is an excellent film.
Because I always wanted to go to a shooting match here in the U.S. But you know those vests, the weird vests where it's like the magazines are all on their chest?
Yeah.
Wanted to do that at a shooting match. It's really stupid, but it's just like movie reference. I like referencing movies and how I dress really complicated.
Yeah.
Because I like to think I'm a good shot, but people who do it for their job are better than me. So.
Well, sure, because they got more practice. I mean, it's just like,
yeah.
You know, miniature painting.
Well, I know, but it's like I still go and I still have fun, but I go for more of the fun aspect because I'm not that competitive level to get paid for it, to get sponsorships. Like I'll still go shoot basketball hoops. Does not mean
yeah, it's not like you're the next fucking LeBron.
So I like dressing up like movie references. Like one of my friends dressed up like Terminator for a shotgun match.
because Terminator 2, he has that lever action shot.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think.
Yeah, no, Heat's a very, very good movie. It brings up subject.
Yeah, yeah. That movie. Watch it because I watched it last night, and I'm like, this movie's still very relevant. It hits different now, but it's still very relevant.
And the fact that, because I don't want to spoil the movie, because I want people to actually watch this movie, so I'm not going to spoil it. But obviously, the subject matter and shit. If they were to film that movie, I think they would just do what they did, because it's a very practical. It's a real world movie, takes place in the real world, so you don't need all that CGI laser shit. So they can just do the practical effects they did, and it would. I think they could still make them bad.
Yeah, if they were to redo it, I mean, it could still be made for the same budget. And I mean, if you're going to redo it, I mean, what's the point? Because the message it tells, still holds up. It's still very relevant.
And the effects and costumes still hold up because it's a real world. It's not like Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. It's not Star Wars. It's not,
Star Wars, Star Trek, where it's in the future, so they can use modern technology to get it even more to the future. But a man can only wear a business suit so many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want this arm extended up higher.
In fact, I'm supposed to have a movie night at some point with friends. Some of them have not. Go.
Well, it is interesting, especially for a younger crowd, whether or not.
I don't want to say they're younger, because obviously I'm younger than you, but
yeah, everybody sounds younger than
I'm
me.
in my mid-20s. And my friends are in their mid-20s. And the reason why some of them haven't seen it is because they were not born in North America / Western Europe. So the movies were not necessarily available for them.
So it sucked to be them.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I hear you.
You're not born in the West. I guess life just sucks. But I mean, he watched other movies. It's just, if they were going to televise a movie in Eastern Europe post collapse of the Soviet Union, Heat was not one of them. He did see Star Wars, but they did not show there, and you couldn't really get over it. Good thing.
Yeah, we're gonna go with the fist. We're going with the fist.
I've been watching a lot of the stand-up comedy specials on Netflix.
Which ones?
Joe Coy, Jimmy Carr, Jim Gaffigan.
You ever watch
Ron
Tom
White.
Segura?
Who?
Tom Segura?
See on Netflix.
Yep. He's got a few on Netflix.
See what he looks like. I'm gonna say maybe.
He's pretty funny.
Because I just kind of went through the list. I mean, I watched the ones that I liked: Jimmy Carr, Joe Coy, Ron White, etc., etc. But I'll see if I follow him. I watch mine.
Yeah, Tom Segura. It's Segura.
Is he a New Yorker?
I don't know. He's American. Where he's from, I'm not sure. He's pretty hilarious, though. His jokes are like stories.
Oh no, I've seen this guy. One of his covers for his comedy special was him holding a bag of soccer balls over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Segura, Ball Hog. I watched that special.
Yeah.
And he is a guy.
He is a guy. Sorry, your voice keeps cutting out, so I'm only catching bits.
I had to look up. I had to look up Netflix Tom Segura, and I was like, oh no, I remember seeing this. Okay, yeah. I have watched at least one of his specials. At least one, maybe more. tend to run together.
Yeah. That's everything these days. One day blurs into the next. At least for me.
My mom was like, now you know how I feel. Because the reason for me why everything's blurring together is because of fucking COVID and being stuck inside pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
And not having, go to work or, go grocery shop.
Just
So
live.
like,
Just live.
yeah. Still can't do some of the things I like doing. So.
Yeah.
Those places are closed. Limited capacity, so they're upping the prices of stuff. So many people. So my mom's like, now you know how I feel. Everything just, all the days just kind of blurring together. It's like feeling like I'm getting old, but without like physical pain and tiredness. Just everything runs together. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, did I do this today? Did I do this yesterday?
So we're gonna have this fist.
I know you're probably not going to Adepticon, Chris. I know you said you.
Well, we're going into lockdowns here, so.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to Aeldari while we were playing Talon, like a night or two ago. I was looking at the event list, and it's just really, there's some classes, there's a handful of classes, but it's really a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
Like, none of the other stuff, like, companies aren't doing it down with... Well, there's a couple, but not as many as in the past, and I get it, COVID, not as many people.
Yeah.
But it feels like the ratio, I guess you could say, of, like, the spread percentage, it's a lot more skewed towards tournament.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to be one of those years where if I, do end up going, it just might be kind of chill. I might take a class. Like, I was looking at Bushido, and I was like, ooh, are they doing any, like, narrative fun games? No, tournament. 40K, any narrative fun games? No, tournament.
Yeah, well, like, Adepticon, I'm pretty sure started out as a 40K tournament.
Yeah, it started, but there was a nice, at the ratio, or whatever, there was still a lot of tournaments 2019, but it didn't feel as skewed tournament heavy, I guess. But then I remembered that 90% of miniatures come from Europe, so if they're not coming over, they're not doing their demo narrative games.
True. Yeah. Wonder why that is. So many of these miniature companies, they're all in Europe.
Well, okay, so everybody knows, like, miniatures gaming was born from military, like, practice, study or whatever, because militaries used little figurines to, figuratively move troops around maps and shit.
Sure.
And, for a couple hundred years before, I guess, the modern era started, Europe was really the only one constantly going to war. So they would have had a lot of these people used to playing with these little military figures. I'm just guessing.
So you're saying more war equals more war games?
If we go back in time, yeah. Right now, no, because we would have war now, pretty much nuclear annihilation.
Well, fuck, we just
war
ended 20 years of war.
Well, no, war, like war, not fighting third world nations war. Fucking like, Europe, old history Europe, major powers fighting each other, wouldn't have led to, nuclear annihilation.
It could have.
Well, if they had the bomb back, probably. Crazy.
I think Japan has something to say about that.
Yeah, I think they would.
No, I'm talking like 18.
Well, I'm talking now.
I'm not
Standing
talking.
pretty line.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking like 21st century. Because then that's when they used those little figures to move shit around the map. And then, what was it? H.G. Wells, or no?
Yeah, H.G. Wells.
H.G. Wells, like, popularized it as, like, a recreation thing.
Well, but you got to remember, though, H.G. Wells, he was doing that shit in the 1890s.
Yeah.
So that was over 100 years ago.
Because even back during 1700s, little tin soldier toys were pretty. At some point, somebody probably had the right idea of, hey, let's put these on the boards. Play a game.
I think I might only have to green stuff the knee and possibly this neck joint. So happy days. Happy days. Time we at here? Holy carmolies, we got 4 minutes left.
It feels shorter because then I remembered, oh yeah, watch the book Boba.
Book of Boba. It's just fun to say. The wife hasn't watched it yet. That wife hasn't watched it yet, so I'm going to be watching that probably in a little bit. Yeah, well, I'm 100% watching it again. Yeah, I'll happily watch it again. I've watched Mandalorian, I think, 3 times.
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, you didn't wait for your watch buddy to have time. That's why I waited till 4 o'clock to watch Book of Boba, because the person I was watching the episodes with couldn't watch till 4 o'clock.
Oh, no, yeah. My son, we watched it this morning, around 10. We watched it. But then the wife, she was doing other stuff, and so, yeah. But now we're gonna have some dinner, and yeah, watch Book of Boba.
Chris goes to the dinner table. Like, oh, where's dinner? And then the wife goes, you thought. But we had dinner without you, just like you watched Book of Boba without me.
She wouldn't 100% do that to me, but
But there's a possibility.
there is, yeah, I wouldn't put it past her to do something like that, but yeah. She's not very likely to do it, but there is a possibility. But it is a possibility. Yeah, it is in the cards. It's an option. That outcome is likely.
That's the thing, and like, not my rules. It's been the rule since I was a kid. If you were to watch something with somebody, and you watched it before you watched it with them, that was a sin. That was an asshole sin.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, if you tell somebody you're gonna go do something, I mean, yeah, you don't fucking just go do it and then, oh yeah, I forgot all about you, bud. You'd be pissed.
So I had to wait till 4 o'clock. That's the person who I was watching. Because normally, either we'd watch shows early in the morning, after breakfast, have like a cup of coffee, maybe a pastry lunch, or late at night, have a couple drinks. But today, it kind of worked out that the only time they had was 4 o'clock. So I was like, guess we're watching it at 4 o'clock. Chris can win.
Yeah. Yeah, like, early in the morning, I usually will catch 1 or 2 shows, maybe. Otherwise, I just kind of, start doing my thing for the day. And, or after dinner is when we watch shows. But like once we get into about 9-10 o'clock territory, after I've had my brownie, I'm fucking useless as tits on a nun.
Yesterday, I spent an hour shaving my face, and now I have
Did you say shaving a face?
shaving. I have
Like-
none.
Like grooming?
Yeah.
Like your business?
No, face.
Oh.
Mutton chop barrel.
Oh, you spart mutton chops?
Yeah. The full-on Captain Price biker chop.
Oh, jeez.
Do I have a motorcycle? No.
Are you a fucking operator?
Yeah, mine operator. No. But I was sitting there and I was like, well, I kind of want to keep like a beard or something, but I've been rocking a full beard for a while and I kind of wanted something different. Like, the button chop, like mustache goatee thing. I guess it's chop. I was like, oh, I'll go with that for a bit. And if I don't like it, I can shave it. Go with a mustache. Some people haven't noticed though, because just when I have a full beard, I have so much hair. So when I, did the chops, I still have like a shit ton of hair on my face. So I was just like, oh, he still has hair on his face, so I don't notice. I go, hey, guess what? It's like, look.
Why is it that you always have to shake the ever-loving shit out of the white contrast?
Because it gets really chunky.
Yeah, the pigments just go, no, I'm staying here, in the bottom.
I mean, ceramite white is really good, but fuck yeah, it's annoying. It seems like it only has like a shelf life.
Yeah. I've been told, supposedly it's because GW puts so much fucking white pigment in their paint.
No.
But
The reason why the ceramite white is so strong is because actually it has black in it.
oh no, I was talking about why their whites are always like chunky.
Oh, it's got to be whatever white pigment they use, the titanium white or whatever it is that they use.
Yeah. So I've been told it's supposedly they just put so much fucking pigment. That's why it's always like all gummy, chalky.
I can't imagine though Games Workshop, the volume of paint in which they create. I can't imagine them overdoing a paint with color. I'd imagine they would do the most fiscally responsible amount of pigment per bottle, right? I'm sure they have a very controlled approach to how much pigment goes into their paints. Because, well, they ship worldwide.
No, that's just what I've heard and been told when I bring up the fact that they have
Yeah.
gummy, chalky.
Yeah, what causes that? I don't know. It's probably a combination of a few things. Because, yeah, it seems like everything that has white in the GW line gets chunky at some point. Like, ceramite white is the worst for getting chunky.
Pallid witch flesh.
Pallid witch flesh, any of the grays, bleach bone, all that stuff, right? It all gets really chunky.
And the pallid witch flesh I got in the mail, it's got a little bit of chunkies in it, but I think it's okay.
Yeah, I've not really looked for a solution as far as offsetting those chunks, either by a thorough mixing or using an additive to break the paint down again. Because I'm sure you could probably just add like a thinner or something and make the pigment separate again and give you a nice smooth even paint again. But basically you're just revitalizing the paint. I mean, you could pretty much apply the same theory to the dry paints, the Citadel Dry, because all those is just pigment without as much binder, right?
Yeah. Oh, I had to revive my Fang paint.
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go eat dinner now. I will see you guys.
Call what?
I'm gonna go
Where?
bow out. Go eat dinner.
Bow wow.
Bow out.
Okay, see you later.
See ya.
Fucking Boop. He's bailing because he doesn't want to stick around to the end. Fucking Boop.
Oh, fucking guy.
Fucking guy. Alright, I'm just gonna finish cleaning this and I think we'll call it a day. Well, for today anyway. So, Barfing, any words of advice, wisdom, as it were, for anybody out there?
Boop, I can still hear. Not on the top of my dome, no.
Okay, what about under the dome?
Under the dome, there be the beard.
Well, because you said off the top of the dome, and so I'm wondering, what about under the dome? What's going on under that dome?
Do you really want to know?
What makes you tick?
I turn a near Vulcan into a vegetable. And the Vulcan mind mail's like, no, I'm not going back. Please don't make me do it again.
Shit, which way do these go? Curvature open in the front. Okay. Perfect. One flamethrower. Two flamethrower. And there we go. Two flamethrowers. I prefer flamethrowers for my Wraithlords over catapults just because they're more fun.
Fire is fun.
Yeah. Kim, remember to shave your nuts? I just finished my 2.5 hour airbrush session. Oof. Man, it must be just dusty in your office. Alrighty. I think we're done for the day. We've got a lot done on the Wraithlord today, so I think really it's just kind of final positioning and then start gluing limbs into place and then just green stuff up the knee joint, and I'm going to pin the head so that the neck is kind of open, and I'll probably have to green stuff, like the little side cord thing, like that little ribbing detail, right? I'll have to fake that in the neck joint. But I think that's it. I was actually kind of pleased that the arm actually does not look like it requires any green stuff. There, go over to the screen here. As you can see, I actually managed to get that in there so it feels appropriate. And it basically was just cutting and pinning that join there. And we also cut away a bit for the overlap on the wrist, so that piece can come forward over the wrist. But otherwise, yeah, I'm actually pleased with how that turned out. I might have to carve out some of the shoulder up here just so I can get more elevation out of the arm, because right now the arm is kind of like in this position in relation to the torso, and I actually want it more up like that kind of thing. So I might have to do that. We got the flamers, we got the head. Yeah, so it's just basically pin the neck, get that in place, green stuff, assemblage. Yeah, and this is one Wraithlord down. I have one more to go. I'm not going to do it right after this one, just because the nature of things and projects and such, I have more stuff to do. My to-do list gets longer and longer and longer and longer. I'm not complaining, though. I'm not complaining. It sounds like I'm complaining. And it might have the impression of complaining. But I'm not complaining. I swear. Okay, let's move this over a little bit more. There we go. Get this out of the way. Out of the way. All right. Did you get any work done today, Sheep?
Who, me? Yeah. Loads.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, actually not.
I
Got
can't.
a lot of stuff working.
Oh, okay.
A lot of stuff done. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pleased with the amount of shit I got done. It's really just kind of working out the final pose, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with where he's at. And it gives me more time to think about the other pose. Should I go for more of a kung fu kind of pose, or should I go for more of the Kendo stance kind of thing with the Wraithlord? Let me know down below for everybody who survived to the very end of this video, or the end of the stream, or wherever you're watching, or whenever you're watching. But yeah, we're done for the day. Did you give us any words of wisdom?
No, there were none.
From you? No, you didn't.
No.
No, you didn't have anything. Right, that's right, because you had nothing on top of your dome or under your dome.
Yeah.
That's right. Under, in, or around the dome. Okay. Betwixt the dome. Ooh, that sounds like a band right there. That sounds like one of those eggheady type of, bands. Those real cerebral type of musicians.
Oh, I've got some words of wisdom. Everyone thinks a band name if you're stupid enough.
Come on, stop! You're kicking in my COVID. Oh fuck! All right, Kim, got my own room for airbrushing. Yeah, and I'm sure it's probably dusty if you've been airbrushing for 2.5 hours. I'm sure there's some dust, unless of course you got the air vent going and everything like that. Anyway, all right, let's get the hell out of here. Bye. I'm trying to work up my tunage here. Dun 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 dun.